This is Steve, coming live from Phoenix. You may notice I have a new camera set up here. So I got one camera additionally here to the side. This is my Logitech, and then I've got, of course, the regular HP camera in the front here. So yeah, I just thought I would take a different angle on things and just kind of see, you know, how it goes. I just think having a different viewpoint and different angle kind of adds more variety to the video. But anyway, this video is going to be about finishing off the sprites. And this is only like my third try trying to do this. Hopefully I get it right this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work off the recent file or the recent program that we had from before, which was the regular sprite data. You might remember this one. This was where it showed those two sprites side by side in the first video, machine language sprites. This kind of continues off the next chapter to show you movement. I'm going to add some joystick movement and show you how that works. I've already, as before, defined the data statements here, or this is the, not the data, excuse me, this is the remark statements. But the data statements are already in the program. The data statements is just going to, as usual, read in the bytes into memory. And I was working, I was hanging out with Google Hangouts, what was that, a couple days ago. And I was talking to this guy named Todd on there, who's a really great engineer. And he and me were working together, and he decided that I should try this from a different high-level perspective to try to, or maybe a low-level perspective to teach people what I'm really doing here. He said, you know, maybe try to break it down for people, which I thought this was a great idea. So what I'm doing is I'm going to show you a tool that we've been working on here. I'm not going to spend a lot of time in it, but this is basically what we've been working on, or he's been working on, and it basically translates the data here. These are the opcodes. These you just enter in, but once you type this in, it kind of figures out these columns over here. And this one right here is the actual byte. If you see up here, it's the high and the low bytes. And these are the two high and the, that's the high byte, and this, or the low byte and the high byte. And these represent the numbers that you see over here. So I just thought I would show you that. This right here I added myself, so whenever I type in a number with the bytes here, it'll calculate them based on these two rows right here, and then it creates data statements for it. So anyways, and all this works behind the scenes, real quickly to add to that, with what's called a lookup table. So it uses all these values here. These are the assembly instructions, and these are the values for the assembly instruction to load into Commodore 64's computer's memory. So anyway, let's get started here, because I have to kind of rush this because I've only got audio recording for about 20 minutes, and then my sound still dies. I don't know what's going on with that, but anyway, let's show you that here. And yeah, we'll start right here. So this is the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add this line here. This is the joystick position, and for those who want to know, now see, this is why I like the angle better, because I don't have to sit there and hold it up like that. I can actually show you from the side angle. This is the Xbox joystick controller that I'm using here, and basically you move these values like this, and I'll show you how they change with the computer here. So let me create a real simple demo here, and it's already drawn something on my screen here. Okay, so I'll go down here and I'll create that line. You've probably seen this one before, but I'll add it in. This is just going to tell you what's in this memory location inside your computer. 56320 is the memory location for the controller or the joystick. So when I move these over, you'll see numbers happening. Like if I'm moving to the right, you see 119. If I move to the left, you see 123. If I move it up, you see 126. If I move it down, you see 125. And in the middle is 127. So keep in mind those numbers. And that's what we're going to be doing, making our program up here. So let me get back to that. Okay, so I go back up here. So that's what this is doing right here. This is loading in the joystick just like you saw. It's basically taking a peek, putting it in there. This next statement, 201, is called compare the accumulator. Now I think I have an example over here. Right here, this is a CMP, stands for compare the accumulator, in case you didn't hear what I said. And it basically looks in the value above here. In this case, it's going to look in 56320 to see what's stored there. You know, earlier when I moved it, when I moved it to the left there, you saw 123, and that's basically what that's doing. Is it's saying okay, we moved it to the left, we need to go to that branch. So that would be left. And the same thing's happening down here, except it's just looking at a different value. This time it's looking at 119, and we know 119 is right. So basically what we're doing is we're just adding in these, and we're positioning the labels to where we're going to go. And remember, these right here, these are labels. They're just telling you which line to jump to. And then we have 125, and that would be up. And then we have 126 for down. One other way of looking at a compare statement, guys, is a compare statement is like saying, here's the easiest way to look at it. Say, if 56320 is equal to 123, then go to the left label, which I'm going to draw down here in a minute. And then if it's not, if it's 119, or this will say else because it goes to the next statement. If it's not that, check to see if it's 119. If it's 119, then we're going to go to the right. If it's 125, we're going to the left. If it's 126, we're going to go down. So we're going to write our first statement here in just a minute, but first I need to explain some other registers here, which starts with 253. And then we go back over here, show you what I mean. I might already have an example, let's see. Yeah, I wrote it here earlier. This 253 is the horizontal position. It's just saying, are you moving in this direction or that direction? And if you are, then we're going to store that in memory location 253, which is page 0, which is where the Commodore 64 can store empty values that don't interfere with basic memory. So 253 vertical, horizontal. 254 is vertical. So we're using both of those registers to save our values, because when you move in a position, you need to tell it where in memory you're going to store that byte or whatever, the value. So that's what we're doing here, is that's storing 253 into this memory location down here. 141.0,28 is 53,248. And if you look over here, I'll show you on the lookup table here. I might already have an example here. I think I do. 028. Yeah, because I did these all earlier. Let's see. Right here. So 0,28 or memory. Remember, this 141 represents the store, the accumulator, and these are the two high bytes, which are going to be equal. And I'll drag this down to show you how it calculates them. Right there, 53,248. So it's calculating 53,248, which is exactly what we have over here. So that's just what these two bytes are over here are doing. So 53,248. And remember, 254 was the vertical. And just to remember horizontal, if you look here on the diagram, you'll see that horizontal is going, I didn't write it here, but it's down here. Horizontal means go left. Yeah, I did right here. Left, right movement. Vertical means up and down. So now if we're going down, then we're going to store it in memory location 254. I'll try not to talk too fast, guys, but I'm pressed for time here. I know a lot of people say I kind of rush things, and I don't want